Hey everybody, welcome back. It is the Fancy Rugby Yanks. My name's Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauser.
Let's get her going. Lots of boiling over from this weekend about it's all in frustration of a lot of things for pretty much every rugby fan in the universe, but especially for you and I here.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm pretty fucking pissed about the way things are going down. It's really annoying, and it's on and off the field, let's say.
Yeah.
Just really, I guess this is kind of what happens when Six Nations rolls around. Some guys who are playing who shouldn't be playing are getting more minutes than they should.
Sometimes, yeah.
Not all the time, though. Some of these guys are regular starters. Anyway, but the other shit, the not being able to watch Super Rugby because SANZAR and ESPN dropped the ball.
We'll get there.
I just need a beer.
Same. Crack them. Make sure you check us out on your favorite place to find your podcasts, rate, review, all that good stuff. I do apologize for last week's hiccup. I had a complete brain fart, and that's my own fault. So apologies for that. Make sure that you are checking out our friend, the Fancy Rugby Geek, buying him a coffee, and especially in these these pretty hectic times that we're about to hit. With a lot of stuff going on, you're going to want help because you aren't going to want to think that hard. I promise.
And he will be valuable. Yeah,
he's a good resource to go. So yeah, go there, check out his tips, buy him a coffee set because he's worth it. I promise. And then we obviously, as always, we hang on. There we go. We want to thank our friends at the Rugby Mag for supporting Rugby Restart with their upgrades. So get your upgrades, kids. Make sure that you go get those. It's invaluable what the RPA can do. They're not a great resource for players in terms of like a union, but they're very good in terms of supporting the players for life after rugby and off the pitch and stuff like that. So where they lack in one area, they still do pretty well in others. So they're still worth supporting for the players here. As always, Black Lives Matter here. And we talked about the social media stuff last week, and unfortunately, it still continues. And we did get a. Did you see was the Iroquois that tweeted at the Premiership about Exeter? There's a Twitter account that's.
Oh, I missed this.
Yeah, but basically, like when the whole bit dropped about Exeter dropping their name, they're like, yeah, let's see it in action. And now that Exeter hasn't done that,
or even stopped doing the chant,
no, any of that, they're calling them out. So got to keep calling these people out because. Especially like Premiership, like what are you doing to fight racism exactly? Other than, putting out a hashtag and raising awareness. Right. That's all well and good, but what are you doing? You have a big platform, use it. So that's my thought, at least.
I agree.
Super Saturday Watchathon. let's get into that because that's way better.
Good stuff.
That's way better. If you haven't figured it out yet, we have a link. We'll try and get a better link that's got like a pretty picture to go with it. But anyway, we're raising money for.
It's a great link on the Twitters.
No, it isn't. But we are raising money for Greater Boston Food Bank here in Boston to donate for our cause. my.gbfb.org/TFRY Watchathon. No spaces in there. That'll get you to the link and you can donate. If you can't donate to Greater Boston Food Bank for reasons X, Y, and Z, do what you can. Give what you can. Time, supplies, anything. It's the time to be helpful to others when you can be. So
for a local charity and kitchen type thing.
Similar.
If there's international concerns.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. But anything you can do to that, $25 donation to the Greater Boston Food Bank will get you the link so you can watch Ben and I embarrass ourselves for 24 hours straight. So the thing we're going to talk about next is kind of throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into it, but we'll get it sorted. I promise. Could leave some room for something a little bit more fun in there somewhere as well. So I think and we could get a variety, possibly get one of the Allianz Premier 15s matches squeaked in there, which will be, which I think is totally worth it. if you didn't see the Simi Pam try from the other week.
Burner, and then the apology, and please don't take
please don't take my front row card. Yeah, so they're worth it, trust me. And if you didn't watch the women's, any of the sevens from this past weekend, there was a play from both the U.S. and France that were similar, and good Lord, were they gorgeous to watch. Going up, taking the ball from the kickoff and passing it off to a teammate in one fell sweep, not even coming down and passing it. Just I got it and just tipping it to a teammate. And
Abby Gustaitis, she like laid herself out. Like there was blatant disregard for her own personal safety. I was
like, don't die.
Yeah, because it's not like she came down on her feet. She jumped over somebody.
Yeah,
she took her own legs out.
Yeah, she was waiting on it.
Yeah.
But that was pretty ridiculous. So anyway, yes, these women are totally worth watching. So yeah, maybe we'll squeak that in there now that we've hit the situation we've hit.
We have.
Let's dive into it because it's irked the shit out of me and Ben and both. Bit. So it's really annoying. So this isn't the biggest. The United States and Canada, North America, whatever you wish to refer to it as. I guess North America would be the correct way to refer to it. I wasn't a geography major, man. Leave me alone. If this is one of the biggest media markets in the world, I know it's not SANZAR's biggest media market. Obviously, that's their home market. So I'm not stupid. But if this is still one of the biggest media markets in the world, and you want to grow your league, your sport, wouldn't you want a foot in there somewhere? Like. I missed how to do things. I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of want to grow the game by getting more eyes on it. And we're kind of at a crucial juncture here because at least in America, like there's some good high quality rugby that's coming to this country and it's being promoted in country. And so it's good for the game if SANZAR, had a presence here. Like you go to any match and somebody's got, Kiwi or Aussie or South Africa or all three, just because like they're awesome countries at rugby and people want to rep them. So, but you can't just take that, there's a market here for your shit is what I'm getting at. Like people here buy those jerseys.
I have a Hurricanes jersey.
Yeah. And if you're not going to promote it there, then people will buy what they can.
Yeah. They'll go somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talked about, watching matches with our club, and people were bitching, oh, what can we watch something besides Premiership? Really, there's nothing else on.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing else we can watch.
Yeah,
besides Six Nations.
We have Pro 14. Pro 14.
Ooh, tell me which one's better than there, Pro 14 or Premiership. I'm gonna put my hat in the ring for the Prem. Thank you very much.
Too. Yeah.
So,
but we don't have France. We don't have the top 14.
Yeah, that and that league's a mess from what I understand in terms of like they're fighting with the French national team and all that stuff. It's totally fun to watch. I know that. But the league's fighting with the French national team, and nobody's getting along over there and playing nice. So that's unhelpful for them. So they're gonna be a bit.
Not only that, though, but because of all this, ESPN basically destroyed their Southern Hemisphere content now. So all the back catalog is gone. National matches that they had from the
TRC, the Rugby Championship, the Tri-Nations,
it's all gone. So, like, fuck. Like, this is bullshit. You can't even watch the international matches. You've basically just shut out North America from Southern Hemisphere rugby. Thanks, Dix.
I don't think that's in. We're not the greatest things since sliced bread. If you haven't listened to this podcast for longer than 5 minutes, neither Ben nor I honestly believe that. So we're not sitting here trying to toot our own horn or anything like that. But just thinking on basic economics and all that stuff, and just marketing. Like we have one of the biggest media markets in the world. Like. They've missed. So Super Rugby AU missed out completely for both the UK, Asia, and here. Like that is if whatever that TV deal is that happened in their backyard, great. Although I heard that got cocked up too a little bit for the opening weekend. So it sounds like there's a lot of problems there.
And it's total. That's why I totally lay the blame at SANZAR here. Not so much like ESPN. I feel like probably negotiated honestly. They've been doing this for
Right.
years, so they know the value, and they're not going to fuck over SANZAR. They'll give them the same fair. I would assume the same fair shake unless things drastically changed. But ESPN seems pretty much like, anyway, what I got from CNN or from ESPN anyway was that they were like, I mean, yeah, it's scripted, but they were still saying we're doing our best.
They wanted
we're doing
to,
everything we can. And so it's like, yeah, they obviously, if they're saying they're doing everything they can, that's not that's a little bit. That's a better answer than we've gotten in the past, and it still felt.
We don't know. It was definitely, or it could be through this janky website. Nope. So that's better than we've ever gotten, honestly.
Yeah, it really was, because ESPN in the previous years was like, we think we can get a deal done. We're hoping to get it done. We want it. They were always saying we want it, and this time they were like, no, we're doing everything we can to do it, and that was definitely a different message. And
yeah, complete cock up from SANZAR. And
because it also happened in the UK too. They had good for them that Rugby Pass came through.
For just Aotearoa though, no, not AU.
Fuck yeah! So, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. They pull your finger out, as it were. Yeah, I don't understand. I completely. I'm not a major in any of this. If somebody is listening to this in Australia and New Zealand, can you and you have like some sort of insight that Ben and I are completely it's going over our heads, please inform us, because I have no idea how this is going down the way it is. Like,
yeah, doesn't make any sense.
They were. I can't remember the last time. It's been a good 6-7 years easily since they didn't have the contract for this league, ESPN over here. So it's been in good faith. Obviously, they had a 4-year deal before, then they had another 3 or something like that. Whatever it was, basically they were able to work shit out for the longest time.
But I also remember, I think it was Australia last year, even. We missed the first week of Super Rugby Australia, but then it came through. Yeah, I feel like something like that happened.
Or we were down to the wire. I remember that. I definitely remember that. We were down to the wire both times. Yeah. So that doesn't sound too off the. But
so I'm still like holding out hope that it could happen, but I think it's not going to. Like I think they're I feel like ESPN might have just walked away, because they've just, like I said, they've just taken everything off their site. From Southern Hemisphere Rugby. Yeah,
I think that I would be willing to bet that you are correct on that one, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Somebody please let us know, because I have got no idea. I'm so lost at this point.
I didn't even realize how mad I was about this until I wake up this morning and Jared texts me at like not long after I'd woken up. So it was like basically the first text I got of the day was, "Hey, we actually have an advantage on lineup day for New Zealand, because they'll release it at 10 p.m. our time, which is so much ahead of the Safas and the
UK boys, although the Safas might be awake at that point, but
likely, I don't know.
Depends on what time they get up, I guess.
But yeah, like, so, and I'm like, fuck, do I care? Can't even watch it. I'm like, that made me so mad today.
Right. I am too. Like,
and like,
the Hurricanes play this weekend. I want to watch the Hurricanes. I want to watch what's going on without all that stuff. And it's just like,
we can't even really like stream it.
No,
because that means getting up at like 1 a.m. I'm like, no,
that is not happening. That is not like the very first Australian game, or the second Australian game of the day on Friday morning. I could. It's like 5-6 o'clock in the morning. If I really wanted to, and like I wasn't at work, which I'm usually at work at that point, unfortunately. If anybody doesn't understand how early I start. Yeah, I could if I really wanted to, but it's really not happening. So yeah, that's the only one. And I just, it's really frustrating. It's like, it's another thing with this sport where they're not listening to their customers. And it's just,
and can we put this further in further context
Go for
of
it.
again, we're Americans, and right now it fucking sucks to be an American. So
Yeah,
it's just
on
like
top of
it's just
all
one
that.
more fucking thing. Like I can't even have this. It's like there's just
Saving
everything
grace.
fucking wrong. It's so yeah. It's like I mean yeah, and that's such a shitty attitude there, but at the same time, it's just like nothing is like going. Even the things that go well here just don't go
Suck
like
right now.
yeah. So it's just like one more thing that just one more thing letting me down that like I have no control over, but that should stream straightforward. What the fuck, why is this just not working? Which seems to be life in America these days. So
Yep.
it's not just this, it's within the whole context of
Agreed.
nothing working.
Agreed. Yeah, it's and I go back to June when we were still amid lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
And here is like the little light that we had remaining because we're in the middle of a fucking COVID pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Super Rugby Aotearoa is there to save the day so we can watch rugby and enjoy it and with fans. And now we're just like, the fuck.
Yeah.
The actual fuck, guys.
That I was thinking about that the other day. The welcome back speech
Mhm.
that I can't the sports minister I don't remember his name, but he was great. But that speech he gave was just like I wanted to be there.
Right.
It was like I want to go to there. So it was nice to see that ray of hope that things could be good again.
Mhm.
And that was
and
9 months
it's
ago.
been replaced with I know it's been replaced by this shit.
Yeah,
Literally shit.
So we're happy.
Yeah.
Speaking of happy things,
yeah.
They weren't giving out candy this weekend. I saw lots of they weren't. I don't think they went to them
it was licorice sheets. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was red licorice sheets.
And like a lemon sheet,
lemon drop or something like that on there. Oh man, everybody like
that?
Enough cards to fill a poker table. Good lord.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
So we just did the count. It was like 5 reds, 6 yellows. What the fuck? 2
games. And
only
I was
only 2 teams that didn't get carded that played.
And really, if we look at one of them, Exeter, yours was probably lucky that he didn't get a yellow.
Yeah.
If he hits anybody else that's not Dave Ribbons with that force, and he's definitely getting a card, might be red. So he's probably lucky to still be on the field. That was not his smartest moment. Not that he's the smartest man in the world that we've seen, at least.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so just going through almost as they happen in order, like the big moments. Rapava Ruskin, here's the thing. They all involved a degree of bad technique, stupidity, and height being way off. Like those 3 things were involved in everything here. And they're trying to change behavior. This is what happens, man.
And this is good. It's good for the sport because they're taking shit out that they should have taken out a while ago. And and
chicken wing shit.
Yeah, like it's because it's not just like they got rid of the high tackles, and that's excellent. And yeah, people are saying, okay, we took out of the high tackles, but there's still a lot of head knocks. And it's like, yeah, because there's shit like this.
Yes.
Right. It's not just high tackles. It's how do you come in at a ruck? How are you assisting on a tackle? Like, the Val was the and he's trying to fend. I get it, but he missed. Right. So I think he was trying to fend. I can't remember who did it to
Bayless.
Bayless. I think he was trying to get his right hand on Bayless's right shoulder and missed, and then he just fucking connects with the elbow.
Yeah.
But that's all. That's the cost of doing business. If you're trying for a fend like that, and you're
if you're going for that style of fend, you're going to pay the price if you miss.
Right. So
end of story.
That to me, that's given Val Rapava Ruskin the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he was throwing up a forearm to run behind. I think he just missed a fend and he had a prop arm, and that's what like you try that as a prop. Shit can happen.
Nope, that didn't, and it didn't work. And yeah, he got him right on the button, like force, right on the and to the head, and anything that's not legal, you're gonna get sent off, and that's just how that goes, man.
That's I'm glad that they're applying it to all context situations like that now.
Yeah. So and then and Mike Williams, really in the Mike Williams situation, you could have probably sent both guys off for one reason or another.
Right.
Between he and Schumann, like that wasn't the best tackle in the universe by either one.
Schumann was hot. Yeah, Schumann got saved by Williams doing
just blasting him in the face. Was that Moyle that he hit?
Yeah, it was Moyle.
I was like, oh, poor guy. Like, yeah, that was dumb. And you know, the big fellas are going to have to adjust, and it sucks for the big guys. Like, but you know, and we saw it with like our boy with Big Willie Skelton. Like, he had to adjust because he is a large human being, and he knows he needs to get his body low. And if he's gonna miss, you better miss low,
right?
Because don't miss high, because it's gonna end poorly. And a big guy like that is just gonna destroy somebody. That's just how it goes. You know, Big Mike Williams, sorry, buddy, you're off. And then the fucking the red cards that were handed out in that Wasp match, my goodness, like every one of them involved either stupidity or laziness, really.
Yeah, I mean, or just. Yeah, needless aggression, like they're definitely stupidity. Like Weiss's penalty or Weiss's red, just no need for it. You don't have any right to hit him, first off, because he's on the other side. Like you have to. He wasn't going through the. He didn't enter through the ruck. He just hit the guy who he could see. You know, who was actually behind somebody. So like he had no right to hit him in the first place, and because there was a Leicester player between there, like
right,
so he came over the ruck to do it. And right to like he was never going to hit him anywhere but the head.
And tucking tucking your arm shit's got to go. Like, listen, I've done it, but it's got to go.
We've been coached to do it a lot. A lot of it's not in a spirit of, you know, fuck him up like that, but you know, drive him off the ball. You know, there's a lot of just get your shoulder in there and drive him off the ball. And there's no you know, real. I was not always taught to wrap, right?
When
on a ruck, it was just blow them off the ball. Okay, I can do that. I love doing that.
Can do that.
Yeah,
maybe when the referee's not looking to drop a shoulder into somebody that's being a dickhead.
All the things, but the shoulder on was always the emphasis. You know, whether it was a wrap, sometimes you want to wrap, but a crocodile roll, you want to obviously need a wrap, but not as a part of a clear out. It's not coached that way by every coach. So that's got to change. But obviously that was just, there's no need for that.
No, it was hammerheaded, and Brooks was hammerheaded, and Liebenberg, like, Liebenberg, what are you doing? Like, you know, that's going to end poorly. All like, yes, you're in a bad situation and you know you're fucked. Like, catch him. Don't. You're going to get penalized. Deal with that fact. Don't fucking let him go ass over tea kettle. You're going to get sent off. You dumb shit. So they're out 2 back rows now at Leicester. Good luck.
Yeah.
Man. And they're playing Bristol this weekend.
Oh, fuck.
Good luck.
Sorry,
Duncan. I don't think your boys should win this weekend. They're out too many guys. Forget it.
And then the next, that was it for the Reds, but then just a ton of yellows. So like
the Bedlow yellow.
The Bedlow yellow, which
silly. At first glance, I'm glad they caught it. At first glance, it looked like, you know, Phipps kind of sold it, which he kind of did. But at the same time, like, Bedlow did not need to do that. Like,
no.
I get it. Scrum halves are annoying as shit. Trust me. I want to hit every one of them sometime. James excluded.
No. That was the Mitch Eady one. He was the one.
Oh, that was the Eady one. Okay.
Yeah. Bedlow.
Bedlow was the dump. Duh.
Yeah. It was the dump tackle.
Yeah, dumps are. That's another thing that's getting sent. Like, we don't see those anymore. Thank God.
Right.
Because those were awful. So that was like that was the first dump tackle I'd seen in like a year, easily.
Yeah. And it was like just especially the clear dump. Like, I've seen some that it was like, was that a dump? And it was like, no, that guy just got his fucking shoulder in there and laid him out. Like that's perfectly legal. There was clear twist and lift and no. But the good thing is, though, that's now a shocking behavior, right? In rugby, everybody saw that and was like, oh, like there's a there's a
The reaction to it.
visceral
Yeah.
reaction to it because you're like, oh, that's bad. Like, and it used to be nice fucking tackle. So
Not anymore.
yeah, like that. The game can change for the better like that.
Right.
So all the people, you know, if you're upset about the sudden emphasis on this stuff, and you want to change, a different adding a different card for no.
Oh my God! Can we stop that talk, please?
Right. No. I fully appreciate the you know, I kind of like the idea that I would love to see it in action. But the red card where a team after 20 minutes can substitute someone else back on.
That's not my favorite, honestly.
I want to see it. You know, it's like the 50-22 rule. I wanted to see what it looks like, although we won't see what it looks like. So now I'm kind of
we won't see it. No.
But I think
somebody record the game on the screen and send it to us, please.
I think that's a good idea because at the same time as it, you know, it makes the red a little less harsh in ways, but it also allows for referees to punish things appropriately. You know, without having to deal with, oh, should that be a red? Like, I think
holding teams to the red card for the red card's sake puts the onus on the coaches. Like, you don't want to get your team screwed by a red card. Don't coach them correctly. And if your players continue to not listen, don't fucking play them.
Yeah.
That's coaching. You know, to me, that's coaching. Like, you better fucking believe that if one of my boys freaking got in a fight or did something really stupid on the field and got themselves sent off, they'll be banned. They will be banned. Whether somebody comes in from the state or not, they're going to get banned because I am not putting up with that shit on my club. Yeah. That is end of story. So yes, that is down to coaching, you know. Yeah. So, and I realize these are adults and not kids, but it doesn't matter. That's still your team. You're responsible for this team. You're responsible for what happens on the field. Yes, players play, coaches coach. Coaches need to set these guys up to understand. If you get sent off, you're fucking us. Don't fucking do it, you idiot. You know. So yeah, no, I think it and then here's the other thing. If you hold the red card to the full red card, your teammates are going to fucking stare a hole through you in the dressing room. And they're going to be like, don't fucking do that again. Because you just left us out there, 14 men, and just dogging it. And sometimes, you know, you can rally it and awesome. If somebody rallies like this past weekend with Leicester, if a team rallies after getting a red card and still wins, the guy that fucking got set off owes everybody in that locker room a drink for sure. So
two, because you owe one for the red card. That's right out.
That's probably true. I'll give you that one.
At this point, you might just buy, and especially at that level, you buy them each a case of beer. That's or a case of wine if you really want to be classy about it.
If that's their preference, it's okay. No judgment here. That's not you owe your teammates because they already, you know, even if they lose, they had to do so much more work because of you. So if they win in that effort, then you owe them big time. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, let's talk about the actual games because that's what we do. Wish we could talk about Super Rugby AU, but we can't. I bless you.
Sorry.
Attaboy. That is the Ben I know and love for anybody that hasn't ever heard that before. Just so you know. And I'm glad everybody else can find out now. I think with that watch-a-thon, you would have found out anyway. But
yeah, but that's like I will express myself through bodily functions if I have to.
Yeah, I think through the watch-a-thon we would have found that like things like that out about both of us, because if I'm that tired, there's no way I'm going to give a shit.
Belch if I want to.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit! All right, let's go to Bath and Gloucester. Bath 16, Gloucester 14. Gloucester can't buy a goddamn win, and it was a great try to give them the lead.
Bath are
fighting back at least.
Yeah. They're showing some life, you know, for all this talk about relegation, getting rid of relegation will mean teams will just give in. Did you see have you seen what Bath's been doing?
That was a good match.
And them getting it done. I mean, you know, penalty as at the death is, you can get without being the final whistle.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just a good clean win for a team that needs it, even if it was messy as fuck. But,
Yeah, I mean, between this and the victory over Sale last week, just
right.
gives Stuart Hooper some life.
Yeah, and right. Poor on the other side, Gloucester is in the position back we're in.
Yeah.
Just being, although they're fighting so hard. I mean, imagine if they didn't lose their prop in the first 10 minutes.
Mm.
And who came off after that? Seabrook.
I think Seabrook came off.
And that was
that's a center.
I wanted to see that. That was a center, but that's a wing. It's center.
Oh, I know.
Like I really wanted to see where they were going with that, because that looked like a really cool thing that they were doing, and I think
didn't
that
get to see it.
A lot more, more fun of a match.
Yeah. A guy that we in past seasons we kind of shat on because he just wasn't doing a whole lot on the stat sheet and visually as well. But man, this year, I don't know who found the fire to light underneath him, but Talupe Faletau has been playing out of his brain this season. And, he always got the nod for Wales, and it was almost like just because. This year he totally deserves it. Yeah. Sixes has done good for him.
Really has. Which is, it's so weird that it's like that it's almost like took an experiment for which wasn't really much of an experiment, but it's really where he belongs. Obviously, it's clear that he belongs there.
Right.
At least certainly on both of those teams. I'm not sure if maybe that's his position now, but yeah, what a shift he had.
Yep. Absolutely.
And Mercer
crazy.
too, but I mean,
Mercer's always willing to put it in. Let's just be real about this. Welcome back. Yeah, I know we all will. Welcome back, Ed Slater.
He had himself a pretty good match.
Yeah, he had a good match. Ludlow, the captain, leading from the front and getting his first try in a long time. So good on. It's a club that's not lost their spirit by any means whatsoever. Right. They just can't quite get over the line, and Bath have figured it out. So they're going to start being probably a little bit of a more of a mess to beat than they had been in weeks past.
Gloucester still has some players to look forward to, right? So I mean, Ben Morgan, we got a
little bit of a glimpse of him. That's good.
But then he'll be back soon, hopefully more than now.
More regularly,
of course. Just getting back for his first match in a little bit.
Yep.
So they have guys,
and they still don't have singles,
right? So they still have reinforcements coming. They're just a little bit more patient, and it's not like they're that far away.
No, they've shown the fight, so they'll get there.
They could certainly make their way to top 6 if they play their cards right.
Yeah, that's so wide open right now too. So that's the thing.
They need to start getting on their horse a little bit.
They do. We got a long way to go. Let's go over to the stoop. Our friend Sam was on the comms for this one, which was great to hear. I'm at a loss for words for Marcus Smith. I really am. Like, this is one of the best defenses in the Premiership, and I don't give a shit if they have a D power. Their system's really good generally. Sale Shark says,
yeah, he carved him up,
but he is just caught it. He is doing what he wants at will right now, and that is just a special thing to see. And my God, if this guy at this point, we talked about, obviously Jack Willis, that's something we didn't even get into. Like at this point, like for Dominator and Sam Simmons, it's personal from Eddie at this point to not get called in. And for this point, at this point, it's almost personal for Marcus Smith to not get called in because he's playing so well.
Right.
You're calling in guys that aren't necessarily playing well, but are about the same age. Jacob Umaga, Charlie Atkinson, you're not calling in Marcus Smith. Why? Like, I've yet to figure it out.
It's head games. I don't know, but I don't know how Marcus Smith cannot be in the World Cup squad. How and how
23? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that has to happen
now.
Is he just fucking with him, and then he'll bring him on like next year or something, or the year leading up. But why? And you're going with Ford for no fucking it's just it.
Right. And Farrell's best position at this point in his career is not 10.
Right.
So
So having him at 12 kind of makes some sense, but no, not even then. I'd rather have a much more attacking team at this point, and that's Marcus Smith right there.
Absolutely.
And the guy who helped him out a lot, although once is just a fucking fluke that he fell on, which was great. But Joe Marchant.
Joe Marchant. Good to see him back and lively. I called him out as the sit of the week, and look at what that did. And a guy that's playing, it was funny as we said it. I think it was either Sam or somebody else tweeted, like, if there's somebody playing 15 better than Mike Brown right now, I don't know who it is, and we'll see on this. We'll talk about the Sunday game, and somebody put their money right up there.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, so Quinn's credit, loads of it. They did a lot of good things in this match, things that are really hard to do against a Sale Sharks team, and they didn't have a lot of the ball. They played really well. They've rallied since Guzzi got fired. Again, we talked about they felt responsible for Guzzi getting, walking away and getting canned because they weren't performing. So now they've got the rockets up their bums and they're playing well. So good on them.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, I think Sanderson's starting to figure out that Sale Sharks job ain't so easy.
Yeah, it's there's not much there, huh?
Yeah, he's got a lot to build with here. Although Tommy Taylor's on the way there, so that should do him a little bit of good.
That should help. Although Acker, anyway, they'll figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But oh shoot, where the fuck?
Good 1-2 punch, just the same.
Yeah, but that Quirky.
Rafi Quirk. Yeah, he was pretty good.
I was impressed. That's it, he's learning about his team. I think he's learning now that AJ is the 10. God,
I hope he has learned that at this point. Jeez, should be pretty clear. He's lost 2 games in a row with friggin' Rob Dupree at 10.
Right, not going well.
And the 5 minutes that AJ played, he managed to set up a try or score a try. Come on.
And then he didn't get to play this past week, but
he didn't.
Give him a break though. But Lude coming back will help. Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fucking load right there. Good Lord.
So he's got some things to work with, and Quirk there. I really think. How old is he?
20.
Fuck. I mean, there's your guy. Like I thank you, Will Cliff.
200th appearance. Congratulations. Move on. Yeah. You're done. Bye.
There's no. If I'm Sanderson, Quirk's my guy, and I'll let him do the blooding and the
make the mistakes that he's going to make.
Because you got a good squad, but they're that's not going to kill them. You'll play Faf obviously, but his backup should be
Quirk. I agree. Let's go over to Wilfred Rowe, Leicester and Wasp.
Fuck is up with Wasps?
I don't know. I'm so This is a team that should have played so much better than this. They had a lot more to offer them.
Rollins.
I don't know. He's a workhorse, but he didn't do a whole lot this game, honestly.
No.
13 tackles. I don't think he had too many carries. He had
a couple runs, but that was like a 3 meter plod, 3 meter plod, a 3 meter plod.
Nothing crazy there.
But like the missed tackles though, 13 tackles. I know he had a couple missed tackles that did not, like, I think he had a missed tackle on the lead into the Weiss tribe. I can't remember.
Might have.
He had a couple key missed tackles. I remember him missing tackle or missing a play here or there that cost Wasps. So really disappointed with him right now. Unfortunately.
I think Julio Montoya has staked a claim to that 2 shirt for sure now. If it's not his, then man, sorry, Steve Borthwick, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Very wrong.
I think he's got it. Yep. It's been a couple weeks in a row now. I'm pretty sure that's pretty clear.
That should be his. Yeah, absolutely. And there were some good step up moments for guys in a wash shirt. Zach Henry played pretty well this game. And a problem that was a Leicester problem for a long time was penalties, and they cut them down this match, and that helped. Granted, they had 2 big ones that resulted in guys getting sent off, but they're not committing them on a regular basis.
4 total for the match.
Yeah, something like
Wasps
that.
only committed. I'm looking. Oh no, I'm sorry. Looking at a different one. Penalty conceded 7 for the match. Yeah.
Yeah, Wasps conceded 18. Not 18,
great. Yeah, there's
there's your problem right there. Discipline, boys.
Yeah.
And you see the numbers that kind of just tell the story. Lots of possession for Leicester, lots of territory for Leicester. Never let the Wasps get out of their own way.
71 tackles.
Yeah, that's nothing. For
Leicester.
That's how little of the ball that either Wasps had or used.
Right.
So there's something going wrong with that Wasp attack. So back to the drawing board for Lee Blackett and co.
They're not getting consistent play from their 10. No, I'm sorry.
Neither of them.
They are getting consistent play from their 10.
It's bad. Yeah, it's not been good from either of the guys that are in there. And no, I don't think
it's not a good.
The answer sounds, you'd say, oh, well, then put in Jimmy Gomperth. I don't think that's the answer either, honestly. I think his best spot's at 12 right now. So
no, this is just like we were saying with Sale. This is the time where you let Atkinson and Umaga lose games, and
let them get used to the mistakes, because as they learn in this young age, it'll pay dividends down the road. And we've seen Charlie Atkinson perform well. We've seen Jacob Umaga perform well. They have it in them. This is not the time that's obviously come out. That happens with young guys.
And Leicester,
let them adjust.
They had a tough opponent this week too, that has been playing well of late. So
yeah, it's pretty funny to think about that, considering where Leicester has been in the last couple of years.
Even where they are right now, in the table, but that's not indicative of the way they've been playing.
Correct. I agree. Let's zip down to Sandy Park.
Muddy Park.
We sure it's sandy because that was no beach right there. Good luck.
We know what's sandy there. But the
now I'm thinking about South Park. Stop.
Anyway,
so Kyle
that was just an ugly. Oh, it was such an ugly match.
It was a hideous match.
Just totally worth the ending. It's one of
the ending. The ending was
you ever watch a movie where you're just like, "Fuck this movie, and then at the end, it's like, "No, this was all worth it." That's this match.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it was.
We even glossed over the controversy. We haven't even mentioned it till now. That's how other shit was going. That's how much other shit was going down this weekend. And we didn't even get to make fun of Sir Joseph Simmons, MBE.
Yeah,
resetting his feet.
He knew it, and he's like, "Shit,
yeah,
I totally fucked that, didn't I?"
And you see the two reactions right after the whistle, and he's got his head in his hands even before. As soon as that ball's being kicked, he's just standing there with his head in his hands.
Yeah, it's getting kicked off the tee by the Saints. Yeah,
and Hagi is like livid with the referee, and it's like, dude,
Simmons knew he screwed it up. So,
and
that's pretty much all you need to know. Like, you see,
his ass confirmed it in the post game. Like
Baxter,
was like, yeah. He moved.
Nothing. Yeah, he had no argument. He's like, you contrast that with what happened after Christoph Ridley awarded that penalty try for Quins, where Baxter was livid. This was completely different, and he's like, "Yep, we screwed it up." End of story. So that's pretty much all you need to know right there. Baxter saying, "Yeah, that's it." It's like,
and
okay.
who would have picked it that Ollie Slightholm had the most influential kick of the week?
Oh yeah, I know. Getting that thing away from Devoto.
No. The kick. His kick. He was the one who kicked it off the tee.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was him. It was a bald dude. There's a couple of them on that team, so I didn't know which one it was. Good on Saints for fighting like hell. This is a team that struggled. They made 220 tackles this weekend as a team. That is a lot. That is a lot of sore bodies right there. And that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do against Exeter more often than not.
Yeah.
You have to defend like hell to keep these guys out.
And they played better Exeter rugby than Exeter played, which you don't do at Sandy Park. You don't do it all generally, but you don't do there. So good on them.
Yeah,
Zeke
and
had himself a nice little match.
yeah, he's still a beast with this team. End of story. Um, and then and Dave Ewers, that penalty was just dumb, and it gave them that extra penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Pierce Francis slide it, and
Yep, that was
that was the difference. So good on Pierce Francis for nutting it when he needed to.
Yeah.
Wouldn't pick that lineup ever again if I was Chris Boyd, but it worked.
Maybe that like threw Exeter off their game. Like, what the fuck
what is this shit right here?
What's going on here?
Yeah, don't know. But Saints get the job done just the same. Oh boy, let's go to Sunday, and my goodness, was this a match? Like, if you were dumb enough to turn this off at halftime, shame on you. Shame on you. This was crazy.
Because Mafi, like as soon as Mafi scored at the half,
game on.
I was
at that point.
Game on. But the problem here, I think, I don't want to say anything bad about my boy, so but sometimes coaches get caught up in the moment, and they've devised a plan for how they want to work their subs, especially as it relates to halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's you kind of push it back, and sometimes you bring it up. And I think early on in the match, the Bristol coach pulled his, accelerated his substitution timeline.
Yeah, probably needed to wait a good 10 minutes to let that go.
And the Mafi try should have had him recalculate
the brakes on
that.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
And that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that ended up costing Bristol the match.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to feel like
I
don't know why he took him out. Moorhan was playing.
Moorhan should have come off.
Yeah, Moorhan should have easily been the guy come on. If you're going to take somebody in that back three off, Nalago obviously was on his game that day. Piatow was clearly in the mood. Yeah. Moorhan has just lost lately. I don't understand. Still, must be obviously still working his way back into game and fitness and whatnot. But man,
but he hasn't
not his game lately.
He hasn't been consistently good in a number of years. Let's put it that way. Let's be honest.
Since a couple of years ago, probably.
Right. So he's always the target to take off. But I think Piatow playing so well and coming off a recent injury, I think that was part of the plan to pull him off early.
Yeah, I know, but still,
that did not go well.
No, I wish he hadn't. I really wish he hadn't. So there was so much to this match to divulge into. I don't think we can get it all, but we have to.
It was so much fun.
It was a blast to watch this match. It was so much fun. And Nalago seems to have made the adjustment from league.
Mm-hmm.
So good on him. 2 tries. Looked like he was just screwing around with people out there, for God's sake.
Right.
Like, I was like, wow, this guy's really good. Like, people are seeing it now. Piers O'Connor at 13 is obviously not Semi Radradra, but still pretty good. Still pretty good. It wasn't lost on the commentators, but I think people miss how good the Irish bench is on a week to week basis. You see Creevy, Dell, Hoskins, Sean O'Brien, Nick Phipps, and Tom Parton, and even Heptima had a good bit in this match as well. Although he came on for another guy that played really well in Brophy Clues. So, but Tom Parton, I wish he had played 15 the whole match because I'm sure Declan Kidney wishes he had too at this point. But yeah, Irish are cooking with something over there at Brentford.
Heptima has suddenly come on strong, and
there's nobody else either. Like Meeks is gone.
He's running those lines at 12 extremely well, and getting his line breaks. And I think I'm disappointed, but I understand. I really want to see Brophy Clues at 10 because I thought he showed pretty good 10 skills from 12. Obviously Rona at 13 is fantastic. But Heptima at 12, I struggle to think of a 12 I would rather have right now. The last couple of weeks in the Prem, I think he's been the best 12.
Pretty well.
And then Loader and Hassel Collins have been money lately.
Yeah, they've kind of come out of it, which is good.
At 15, like that, I want to see that. I really want to see that back line. And I would.
Yeah, and this is like this is a thing with Nick Phipps. It's like this is Jekyll and Hyde that we see from him. Unfortunately, he does really well for like a spurt. So you can jump on the train if you want, but the train's going to come to a halt at some point as well.
Exactly, but they don't really have the best nines in the world right now. So Meehan's acceptable.
Meehan and Phipps are just like ride the hot hand.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
It's like the previous version of Randall and Urine. Who now like it's you don't ride the hot hand. I think Randall's the guy, but Urine is also the guy.
Yep.
It's certainly a 1A, 1B.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely for them. So good for you.
It's like Meehan and Phipps are the opposite end of that. Like, yeah, they're grizzled veterans who one of them will probably get it done.
Yeah, I suppose.
I guess.
Yeah,
I was kind of disappointed though that Cowan came off so quickly. I thought he was having himself a good match. Although, I'm not going to obviously not going to second guess that they won, but and I think Sean O'Brien came in, so I'm really not going to second guess that.
Yeah, Sean O'Brien's not bad.
Yeah. I like seeing Cowan play, so I was disappointed. It was more of a personal thing than anything.
Yeah, I suppose so. All right. Let's do. We got a bit to run through here. Let's do our best at start sit, especially with these other games that we have to do that we can't watch. Yeah, we'll start with those and get those out of the way, and then we'll dive into the other things first.
So who goes first? Because I don't know the order.
I believe I do because I have the Highlanders and Crusaders. So I will go with that first. All right. So as it was last week, we're flying blind without Taroa, but we can take some pretty good guesses. And also Highlanders and Crusaders lineups out, so I can have a pretty good guess at what's going on there. Ali Malo playing fullback this weekend for the Highlanders. Let's go. Let's do that. That's a go.
Yeah. Let's do that very much.
Yeah. Connor Garden Bashop, if he plays anything like his brother Jax, he'll be good. I think it's his brother or his cousin, either one. If he plays anything like Jackson Garden Bashop, he'll be fine. He's playing outside back. Go for it. He's playing on the wing.
I don't think they're related, actually.
I mean, wouldn't be shocked the way things are going these days, man. I don't know. Oh shit. On the other side, I'm going to target the two centers here for different reasons. Steve Tompkinson, I'm not sure he's the center to get it done this weekend. And at the same time, Punivai is an outside back playing center. He's playing 13. It's probably okay, but if you have another option, try it. I
like outside backs at 13. I like 13s, as you'll see in my lineups.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but if you can find somebody that's playing maybe more of an 11, then then maybe that'd be as an attacking winger or a fullback. Maybe go with that option instead. For the Crusaders, the mighty Crusaders, who hopefully somebody can off. Dallas McLeod, funny name, but he's playing with Goodhue and Mwanga. Should be okay to be productive at least. Another guy, Lester Fainga-Anuku, he was a beast last year. Fit well into the setup. I think he'll be fine. So go ahead and give that guy a double thumbs up. On the other side of the coin, Bryn Hall, just the big old bucket of nope. He doesn't do enough to make it worth your halfback spot. And then Ethan Blackadder, I'm pretty sure this is Todd Blackadder's kid. Good bloodline, unknown entity at this point though. 6 is a tough spot to play from. So I think in that back row, he's the odd man out. So that's just my thoughts on that.
On to Hurricanes versus Blues.
Hurricanes.
Flying blind. But
Literally.
Can make some educated guesses or some semi-educated guesses. The Sevillas, there's a couple of them. If you got one of them, put them in the thing. Karifi, Jordy Barrett, because you don't have Bowden and he's not on this team anymore. And Houston, I think will be
West Houston. Yeah, he knows where the try line is.
11, and yes, he will do okay. On the other side, there's another brothers of this time by the name of Ioane. If you have either of them or both of them, if you're fucking lucky enough, I think I might have both of them in one of our leagues. Start them. Caleb Clark, Hoskins Satutu, and Mark Talea, I believe,
yeah.
one of your other outside backs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised there.
Yep, that's your
Yeah.
Hurricanes teams for the moment, not knowing who's
not knowing what the lineup looks like. But over in AU, we do know the lineups. Still lots of unknowns, especially since we couldn't watch last week. Jokes on us. Reds and Rebels. Pataya, midfielder on the wing. Hell yeah, especially for him. Friesrink right last week probably wasn't a fluke. Scored like 20 odd points in FRD. He's a viable option as long as he's starting. On the other side of the coin, Suru Uru is a loose forward playing lock. That's a problem. I don't like that at all, and I don't care if this is Super Rugby locks. Like, no, they don't do that well. Like, I think Caden Neville did the best the locks last week, and I don't even know, he's barely part of the equation still. So whatever. Also, Hamish Stewart was sort of left out with all the good things that happened for the Reds last weekend. He was still kind of left out in terms of the point scoring. So I think it gets worse this week, unfortunately. Sorry. For the Rebels, Tom Pincus, formerly of the Bristol Bears. I bet he brings a little bit of something like that from the fullback position. So go ahead, give him a thumbs up. Joe Powell, new team, still damn good. Go for it. On the other side of the coin, Stacey Illy, new guy. Reds beat up midfield last week. Not sure this is going to be any better. So look out. Brad Wilkin also not enough points to go around in that back row, I don't think, and I think he's the odd man out. So that'd be the guy that I would probably go.
On to the Brumbies at Waratahs. So you'll notice a pattern that I like. I like 7s, I like 10s, I like 13s, and usually at least one of the outside backs positions. 11 and 15, I prize him. I lead more there. So Jerome Brown is definitely a go. Then the 7s in Super Rugby are fetchers. That if you got a guy playing at 7, you're doing all right. 6, I'd worry about. 8, you just fucking never know. Sometimes they crush it like a Hoskins Satutu. Sometimes they don't. So I don't tend to recommend them though. So Jerome Brown at 7, Lolesio. I did see his play from the weekend, so I did see some replays.
The points were good, just the same. So go for it. Right,
Landy Katu at 13, and Tom Banks for the Brumbies. All those for the Brumbies, obviously. For the Taz, Carlo Tizzano. I'm not sure what he was eating for breakfast, but 25 tackles, not terrible, and 44 just gained. Seems like they have a 7.
That's a good 7.
He's replacing a little bit of Australian.
Oh man, yeah, he's replacing a hell of a guy. That's a lot to live up to.
Seems to at least from a stats point of view, live up to that. So yeah, but he should be in your lineup. Will Harrison, Alex Newsom at 13. I'm very interested in seeing. And Marky Mark, I'm looking forward to.
No, Wakatinawasi's in. Yeah, heard. Oh, we'll see how that goes. All right. So of the weeks, my start of the week, I mentioned it before. So now I'm picking him back up right where I left off. Got off to a hot start last year for his club, and I don't see why he won't do it again this year. Nothing different happening for that crew at Christchurch. So for my start of the week for Super Rugby week 2, week 1 for him is the Crusaders' big ass winger Lester Fainga Nuku.
Oh, nice. Mine is the guy I mentioned briefly, but I love my 13s, so I'm going with Alex Newsom at 13.
There we go.
Taz.
I like him as a player, so yeah,
me too. So I'm gonna jump in on him.
Yep, not a bad place to go.
For my sit of the week, I'm glad I heard you mention him, but it sounds like we're going to be on the same side on this one. Stacey Ely. I don't trust him it's his first match at this level, and against the Reds.
Going against the Reds, it seems like it's going to be a bad news this year.
He's my sit of the week.
Yeah. Mine's based on what I see in the numbers. Brumby's at his position, ate his position for lunch last week, and he didn't perform so hot either. So this is something that Ben and I are on the opposite sides on. He played 80, by the way. He did not get pulled. So his numbers that's not good. So I think the math adds up at the very least. My say of the week for week 2 in Super Rugby is the Waratahs out half Will Harrison.
Fair.
Yeah. Didn't think it was too much. You want to go Six Nations or you want to go Prem?
Let's go Six Nations.
All right, we can do that.
Let's skip over
Six Nations it is. All right, so I'll start us off. Italy and Ireland. Italy looks sharp. Ireland still have plenty of places they're surrendering points, so should make for some fun stuff for the Italians. Start sit for the Azzurri. Monty Ioane, if you haven't noticed, he's played really well the first 2 weeks, and he's totally worth it. I'm pretty sure he's got a try in both weeks as well, which helps, but he's worth it either way. So go ahead and give him the thumbs up. Lazzaroni. Everyone wants Negri, but he's actually the guy in the second row and back row that's getting it done. So that's the guy you want right now, not Negri. Speaking of Negri, very highly owned, not getting it done, not what he used to be. Bench him. And on the other side, Carlo Kenna. I love the way he plays, but it's not getting it done in fantasy land, unfortunately. So he's not quite there. So I would bench his ass, unfortunately. On the other side of the field, Italy are obviously still bleeding points everywhere. So you're going to play Irish, assuming their attacks sorted out. So anyway, play some of your Irishmen. Anyway, for Ireland, Cian Healy hasn't got it done recently. I don't understand where it's gone. Very highly owned prop. Probably not the one you want right now, though. So I would pass. I think Will Porter's actually been more productive than him, which is probably the guy you want. Billy Burns and Ross Burns should thrive this week. I don't know what the status of everybody's 10s are. I hope they have something better than that. But if you're just stuck with an Irish 10 because you're playing on Sexton, then okay, trade them out and pick one of these guys up. You can do it and you'll be okay. On the other side, Henshaw, it's the Robbies. Robbie Henshaw just not quite doing it this year. Even against these guys, I'm not sure it's going to quite work out. Maybe not. If it's going to be one of the two centers, it's probably going to be Ringrose, honestly. Yep. He's got a little bit more of the feet, so I would give it to him. And Rob Herring, I don't even think he starts this match. I think Kelleher gets the nod. So ditch him if you have him as one of your hookers. So, and if you have him, don't play him. End of story.
On to Wales, England. England, they're still, despite their, I guess, overall performance, their defense are still their defense. So it's you have to, kind of pick your spots. That said, the players who are scoring for Wales are going to continue scoring for Wales. So like Wyn Jones will still do well from the prop position for you. Alan Wyn Jones will still do well from the lock position because he'll be making his angry
self known.
Right. And he'll pull for one here or there. And Louis Rees-Zammit will get an opportunity here or there. And I think that's a spot where England could be a little leaky if the team actually presses them there.
Right.
And that said, Thomas Williams could, if he's your starting 9 for Wales, then I think he could do well. Because I thought Varney played exceptionally well against England.
I thought he did too.
So the someone like Thomas Williams, I think, is a little bit more lively just because he has the experience. We'll score higher.
Yeah.
On the England side, fuck. Mako Vunipola will still be scoring points for you. Maritoji, Johnny Hill, yes. So I'm gonna go. my last note is: don't start the guy. We don't know who he is yet, but don't start the guy who's gonna get the red card.
I know.
Don't start him. And I'm gonna throw out Curry as the option here.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be beyond it to happen,
I was just looking at their lineup, like he's the most likely, I think, to just
that's absolutely crazy.
Get a little loose against Wales because somebody will.
Seems like somebody does.
But either
every
way,
time.
if it's not Curry, don't start that guy, whoever the guy is.
Whoever it is, don't do it. Don't do it. I swear to God.
And then I can say I told you not to.
Yeah, right. Oh boy. Okay, so France Scotland is going ahead, despite all the things that France
Oh
is.
wow. Okay, I was
missing.
not expecting that.
Yeah,
That's good. Good.
I mean, I'm glad they are because we need to get we do need to get on with France. Have shown they have the depth, so as long as they had 2 days in a row with no new cases, so thumbs up from everybody.
Let's do this shit.
Good. So anyway, it's gone a bit of sideways, but here we go anyway. For France, Les Bleus, Baptiste Seron is the most likely replacement for Dupont, and he's pretty good too. So if you need to just sub like for like, there you go. There's your answer right there. Damien Pinot didn't quite get it done a couple weeks ago. He will this week. There's no Villiers, and Thomas might be the other winger. So give it to Pinot. I like that guy. On the other side, and you can play him at center as well. So that's it. That's always the other fun thing. On the other side of the coin, Bernard Leroux, highly owned. Maybe he'll still produce, / not get yellow carded. That's also helpful.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he's the one that got pinged for a trip. But until I see it from him, sit him. And then any of the French props, stay away.
Yeah,
they've not got it done.
No.
They've not got it done. The French hookers are the ones getting it done. Although Marchand's not in there this time either. So anyway, yeah, the hooker position will be interesting. I think Boughery's going to end up starting for them. Anyway, it's just a fun thing to say. Boughery. It's got booger in it. Boogers. All right, for France. They can tough when they want to be, but they do have places to give away points. For the Scots, George Turner has performed really well, and I don't see why he won't continue to do so in this match. So give him the nod if he's your hooker. Chris Harris, this could be his game. With some things kind of not quite clicking right for the French. Obviously, they're gonna have a lot of new bodies, and he is just so lively when he gets the ball. I think this is it. On the other side, is Jamie Ritchie still healthy, or is he broken still?
I think he's gonna be broken still because he had a hamstring injury.
Okay, so be careful. Anybody that's playing at his position as well. If they're playing,
he may be good for this because that now there would have been 2 weeks off, so he may be back.
Okay, so either way, opposite of the Mish, don't play him, assuming it's Jamie Ritchie. France have devoured flankers, and he's definitely the odd man out. And also Rory Sutherland, Scottish props aren't getting it done. Ferguson did it week one, and then he went and got himself red carded. And other than that, there ain't much.
He will not be back.
So yeah, he's not coming back. So I would say no on that one for sure. You want to do your start of the week?
Start of the week. I don't remember where he fell on your
which side list of the line.
He was one of yours as far as I'm sure you mentioned to play him. I just don't know how much you pushed him. But Ty Byrne will.
Oh, that guy.
I think he'll get some opportunities, and he's been good defensively, but he's also been a terror ball in hand in the loose, and that could be trouble for Italy on this one.
I think you're right, and mine's going to come from the same match, and I think you're going to like it. Young guys has led his team so well, and there's a spark for his country, especially since he's gotten a good run of games with a good player to partner him. I see this week at home in Rome as being a week we all remember him for a while. My start of the week is for round 3 of the Six Nations for Italy is Italy and Gloucester scrum half Steve Varney.
Oh, look at that! I like it. Varney, I like Varney a lot. We didn't get to it, but he may he'll be one of the top 2 scrum halves next year with Willie Hines moving on.
Yes.
So he may be getting a starting spot in the Prem too.
Yeah, and he deserves it 100%.
Much deserved. So yeah, I fucking love the guy. So yeah, no argument here. On the other side, my sit of the week is a guy who he's scoring okay, but he's got 21% ownership, and that's just fucking wrong. Thomas Francis.
Wow.
I don't get it. He had a decent week in the last match I think he had like 20
Just getting
points.
belted in the head count for points.
Yeah, that's like that you can't expect that every week, and he's not exactly lighting it up.
No, that's that. Yeah, for prop, like
20%,
as far as props go, those guys
21%.
they're scoring better than him for sure.
That's too much.
I agree.
Get someone better.
Yep, no argument on me.
Like Wynn Jones, who's scoring consistently.
Yeah, other side of the scrum. Like, come on, man. Who's not
right
seeing
there.
this? He's right there. Trade him out, like for like. Anyway, for me, this guy's very highly owned as well. Has bags of quality, but isn't getting it done in fantasy land. On top of that, he's playing a tough opposition, like the toughest in fantasy for this competition. Nothing against him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how it gets better for him facing England this week. My sit of the week for round 3 in the Six Nations is Scarlets and Wales fullback Lee Halfpenny.
Oh man, it's been bad.
Yeah, just not happening for him, and now he's going against the toughest fantasy defense in this comp so far. No way.
We're doing we started up our club watching sessions with the team yesterday, and so we started with Wales Scotland by request, and I just caught myself seeing Halfpenny just doing so much bad. So I actually ended up being one of my talking points while we were watching. It was like, yeah, you see, here's Lee Halfpenny just in a really bad spot. It sucks. It's not good, but he's just like Hogg put it, like, just fucked him with that kick, and was it Darcy Graham charged him in the air? It was just every time.
It goes bad for the poor guy every time he touches the ball.
Right? Yeah.
Like, no.
The ball, something bad's happening.
No good. No, poor guy. He's just
no argument there.
The dude can't catch a break right now. I feel bad for him.
It's a shame. I said it with love. I made sure that there was clear respect for his game.
Yeah, I love the guy too.
It's a good talking point that even one of the best in the world can just get dicked for a whole game.
Yeah, completely. And he's just not had it this year.
Not good.
Nope. Let's go to the Prem. First game of the weekend is Sale Exeter. Did I make that up?
Yes.
No, oh boy. Oh,
get that out. That's like swallow the bad pill and get it out.
Take the medicine first. Okay, Exeter are now are getting tougher fantasy wise as the year goes on. So not a shock for anybody really. They do have some places they surrender fantasy points. The problem is, who the fuck is going to score points on Sale right now? Because
AJ.
So really, my only consistent options are
Maybe.
DDP and AJ.
Yeah,
and like those are the obvious ones. And I try and seek out something else. I don't have anything for Sale. I really don't. The people that are on the other side of the coin here, like any of their nines. I mean, Quirk played really well. I hope he would. I would hope he would produce if he were given a start, but like Cliff and Faf, like not consistent in any way, shape, or form. So no, stay away from that. This is a good defense, obviously, as well, so that's not good.
Yeah.
And then Bevan Rod has got some sort of like 7 to 8% ownership. I have no idea why. He's not scored well.
He's super cheap.
So
people got him and they couldn't get rid of him. That's what happened.
Yeah, no, you fell into that one, suckers.
Yeah.
On the other side, obviously the Sharks are back to being that pain in the ass black hole that they just are, and it sucks. And so they did show last week though that they can give points away to the elite guys out there. See Marcus Smith and Alex Donbrandt. So for the Exeter, the Sams are in style right now. Sam Skinner and Sam Simmons should be very in style for this match.
I feel like I've been talking about Sam Skinner for a little bit.
Yeah, it's been about 5 weeks since we both been kind of tooting this dude's horn. Scored pretty well last week in both formats, so give him the thumbs up. And this is another thing that you and I'm definitely jumping on board at this point. The 10 position for Exeter is a whole lot of meh right now, especially in TRM, but FRD if you have to. But and I understand sometimes you just kind of get pinned into the wrong spot. But
seriously, you can rip someone off for Joe.
Oh yeah, you can totally rip somebody off for Joe Simmons. I have no doubt about that in my mind. I'll see if I can explore that in one of our leagues. Anyway. And also, like any of the centers at this point, like even Hendrickson, who I'm huge on.
Yeah, I picked him up this week because I know you've been riding him a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'll give him a shot.
Yeah, no, none of the centers have done it for X's this year.
I
So
ended up going 1-4 in FRD. So
I went 3-1. So
yeah, but 2 of them were against me.
Yeah, 2 of them were against you. I went 3-1 in Prem, and I went 0-2 in Super. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
At least one of our Super Rugby matches I won.
There you go. That's that a boy.
So if you're listening, person I beat, I can't remember who it was. Think about that.
Sorry for you.
I had a shit week, and I still managed one in the Super Rugby because I had more Australia players than you.
Yikes. Oh man,
it's not that funny. It's just, it kind of sucks, but I'll take the win.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's just speaking of that, just before we move on to my Bristol versus Leicester and on to Saturday. I just got one of my work colleagues decided to change a meeting from tomorrow morning until Friday, also Thursday morning, to Friday at like 3:00, and I'm like,
ew.
I'm like, that's right when the rugby match is going on. But then
that could be a worse match to miss, at least.
Exactly. It's Sale Exeter. Thank you for calling.
Never mind. I'm not worried about it.
And watch that. Thank you.
Yikes. That's where we're at right now, kids. That's where we're at. That's just how it is. Oh man.
On to Bristol Leicester. This could be the best match of the weekend. For the
could be.
Although no, I think I have the best match of the weekend coming later. But this will be also very good. For Bristol, Andy Uren, the aforementioned Andy Uren, has been on fire. And now with the Harry Randall injury, unfortunately, I'm tearing up on the inside about it. And
poor kid.
I have enough in my head right now, so I'm maintaining a veneer of being okay with it. But anyway, Andy Uren is helping with that because I have him in a couple of our leagues. Nice. And he's going to be, it looks like he's going to be in for a while. So
just a bit, yeah.
He's your guy. Jay Keenan, if he plays, is in for a big day, especially if you mentioned the Leicester back row
being a little depleted. Yeah.
Owen Lloyd, I guess he won't be available, huh?
Depends. He's been available the last couple Six Nation weekends, so we'll see.
So I'm hoping he's there. I'm hoping he's back at 10, and he should do well, especially in like an FRD where he's an outside back scoring its 10s.
Right.
Not bad. And then Piers O'Connor, as you mentioned, he's just been
he's been awesome.
For fantasy owners, he's been definitely a semi-who because he's just been filling in lovely.
Oh, he's been awesome, yeah.
That spot. On the other side, Leicester, he's been impressing me. It pisses me off that he spells his name wrong. I can get over it with the way he plays on the field. Kyle Brink, who got a try, unfortunately, ripped away from him.
Yeah, that's blame Jasper.
By Jasper Weiss. Good job.
You owe that man a beer for sure.
Mentioned Julio Montoya, and he's carrying the Leicester front row, but I'd still lower expectations. Bristol are just a fantasy nightmare here. So
yeah, they are.
I wanted to maintain that too. So that's why I'm not going to mention too many Leicester players. And then Greener Wells at lock, not Lavanini, because fuck him.
No.
And he's probably up for a red at this point.
It's about time for that.
How did he get missed
with all the things that were hit? Well, because he got the ping from Brooks. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Anyway, don't go with Lavanini. Don't play with him. But Greener Wells should score pretty okay.
Right, I agree. I like it. Okay, so on to Newcastle and Quins. We know the names for both, but we're gonna go over it anyway. Quins are just outside top 4 for both formats, so they're getting tougher as it goes. And on the other side, there's still some problem areas that people seem to be leaning on for Newcastle. So I'm starting to raise my eyebrow a couple times. Brett Connon, no. Nope. McGuigan should be fine. So that should be a guy that's owned a little bit more. And also, trying to think of his name. Spacing out here. Philip Vanderwald, not owned enough, in my opinion.
That's not a bad option. See, I haven't picked up Jasper Weiss yet. I keep getting fucked with that.
Vanderwald might
be a good option.
171 on TRM. and he's performed well, and I believe he'll play 8 because I think Graham's going to be away.
Mhm.
So go ahead and thumbs up on that one. As I said, Conan should be a no, thank you. And then I think Sean Robinson's kind of coming back to earth. So just temper expectations there.
I think he's really suffered from the loss of his back line or back row mates.
Yeah, back row mates for sure,
as we expected.
Yeah, it's not been good for him. And then on the other side, Newcastle are getting as they sit on their thinkers in our ranks, they're actually getting lower as they sit there because their average wasn't fantastic and numbers are just not helping them right now. So they're bottom in TRM, I believe, on average match. Yep, bottom in TRM, and they're middle of the pack on FRD. So there's that. Anyway, so I kind of shouted on him last week. I'm going to go ahead and give him a double thumbs up this week. Joe Marchand, go ahead. Give that guy a whirl. He's back.
Yeah, he's back.
He is back. Give him a go. I really like that dude on top of it all. We might not see Will Evans this week. I'm thinking Archie White might be okay in TRM, but not in FRD. So that might be your spot to fill in that at least if you need to. And then somebody to obviously that I think we need to just be playing more and more is Stefan Levis. He's 8% owned, which is somewhat high, but like I feel like that needs to be a little higher.
He's still getting back into it. I think
I know he's still really good.
Right.
So there's that. And then this is like the one position that Newcastle are actually good against is scrum half. So they give up 20 points a game in TRM. And in FRT, they give up almost nothing, 2.3. Wow. So if you have to, and you're Danny Kerr is Danny Kerr,
he'll still score.
So he'll still score, but you got to temper expectations with him. Yeah. So that'd be my piece of advice for that.
All right, on up to the Rico for Wasps and London Irish, the scene of the crime last year, with the Irish walking away at the death as they return to the Prem. The Wasps at the time under shitty management. What a difference
they figured it out.
Time makes. For on the Wasp side, the Irish are terrible versus locks, and James Gaskell has been on a bit of a tear lately. And that last week, notwithstanding, I'm going to give him that. You can always have a kind of a down fantasy week and performance week in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're kicking ass the rest of the time. Tom Willis and whoever is at 8, if it's not him, go for it. Wolstenholme, Velicott, whoever's at 9 should still score reasonably well. I
had Wolstenholme a couple weeks ago. He wasn't bad.
I think Charlie Atkinson will score well here, even if he doesn't. We don't think
light it up.
Plays too well. On the other side, the Wasps are shutting down 10s. So Voldemort. Even though Atkinson and Umaga are disappointments, they're still playing good defense.
So there you go.
So he's not, PJ's not going to have too much room to operate or score points. He's not really scored a hell of a lot as it is. Tui Sui has been unreliable fantasy wise. He's been fucking awesome to watch, but it's not.
Unfortunate because I really like the points.
This and the fucking everyone outside of PJ though. The centers, the outside backs, as I mentioned. Go for it because they're going to be fun to watch. Whoever they're playing against.
Yeah, they've that's a good group that's been going there.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I would love to see that lineup that I mentioned.
Right.
I would love to see it this week. I mean, I'd love to see it anyway, but give me something, please.
Something, please. Okay, Gloucester and Worcester. So Worcester are once again kind of that team that you can almost always rely on giving way to some good points. So this should be fun. Whoever is at scrum half should be a go for Gloucester, whether it's Willie Hines or Simpson. Last week sucked, but that was a sloppy game, and and red cards do that, unfortunately. Sometimes it's just how it goes. So I would the Worcester bottom against scrum half in TRM and third from bottom in FRD. So that's a thumbs up. Go ahead, Simpson, Hines, whoever. Could be me. Just do it. That's perfectly fine. Freddie Clark if he's playing 8 again,
yeah,
he didn't do too bad. Then
not too bad.
Like, I think it'll be fine. But I bet you we see Ben Morgan, honestly. So either one's fine. Either one's fine. On the other side of it, oh, man, I like 12 trees. I'm just not sure 10's his position. So FRD only for him.
Who else do they have?
Right. They don't.
Back soon. Hopefully Evans is back soon. That'd
be helpful.
It's gotta be back, right? Like it doesn't take that long to heal. I think it would take a couple 2 weeks off would be.
I hope so.
Enough to get him healthy.
To get it done. Yeah, I hope so. And Fraser Balmain is going to be everybody that kind of leans where everybody leans for the Gloucester prop because Rapava Ruskin's gone.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Worcester are actually okay against props in TRM. So I would stop. I would just stop what you're doing and reconsider that completely. On the other side, Gloucester are again struggling in the fantasy land, especially in FRD. But what options do you have when it comes to Worcester? Honestly, like it's getting down to slim pickings, honestly, because Weir's out for the year. Searle's going to be a while. So Chillicock's going to play 10. FRD, go for it. That's fine. I would not play him as your TRM 10. No way. Anybody not Hugard, don't play him. Don't play him. I don't care what this team looks like. Don't do it. I promise. Niall Annette should be fine if you have him as your hooker and he's not broken. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, that's a good one. They give up almost 40 a game to them. So, yep, go ahead. Thumbs up. And then my last thing is I think you can feel pretty good about whoever plays 8 for them. Worcester surrenders on average 33 points a game to an 8-man.
Ooh,
so whoever it is, whether it's Mama, Kvesic, Cornell Dupria, all those guys are good. So go ahead and give that a go. All
right, then. On to what I actually think will be, and it's good on a Sunday again. I think this will be the match of the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll resemble very closely Bath versus Wasps from a few weeks ago, where everybody's like, "Where'd the defense go?" No, it's just a lot of fun because they're going to run. So Sean
that guy
the 8-man the dwarf on Rugby. I might be the only one who gets that joke. I'm okay with it. Yeah, Aiden Dorf is worth starting
the start.
Naira Voro I think will be playing this one, and I think he'll have room to operate because he will make himself room to operate.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Nick Ezekwe will likewise be operational, and he'll have to make a lot of tackles, and I'm sure he'll be I think a little bit more engaged in the attack as he seems to be waking up there.
Yep.
And a guy who's also had a week or so off, Billy Proctor. He's one of those guys who
Matt Proctor.
Matt Proctor, sorry. He's one of those guys who Billy's the other league. He's one of those guys who he should be a Piers O'Connor, and he kind of is, but he's not used enough. So I think
maybe this week
I'd like to see Hutch and then Proctor at 12-13 with Naravoro at 11 against Bath, whose defense has been a sieve. Yes, please. So speaking of Bath, their front row, and especially Dunn, obviously have been scored, and so yes, go with them. Zach Mercer, Reese Priestland. I'm back on the Reese Priestland bandwagon.
Yeah, he's not playing the tough opposition anymore.
Yeah, and now and now he's playing a team that just doesn't
leads points.
Well against 10s. Let's put it that way. And de Glanville, I'm leaning thumbs up in his direction.
Nice.
Just because he's been scoring lately, and again, Northampton are a sieve. So, and I think this is going to be a highly attacking match in which you would probably want
somebody of his talent.
Yeah, play the 15s. But I don't know who's playing 15 for Saints. I'm pretty sure de Glanville will be playing for Bath.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right. Of the weeks, for Prem, for me, looked good off the bench last week, and he's still going to lay claim to that 15 share for his club 100%. He's playing a really leaguey club on top of that, and I'm loving his play. Finally booting Tom Homer out of there. No disrespect. My start of the week for round 11 for the Prem from the Exiles is their fullback Tom Parton.
Yeah, he's been excellent. On my side, my start of the week, I'm not sure which, because I'll make a decision at come game time,
come lineup time, yeah,
come lineup time, because I'm not sure when one of them may end up sitting, because fuck, you never know. But either Zach Mercer or Reese Priestland will be my start of the week.
Yeah, either one's good.
I'm leaning towards Mercer, but also depends on who's running in the backs. Priestland could find himself in some space too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. On the other side, I really like the way he's playing for his club, especially in the absence of what would be usually their starting 10, and they are kind of on a roll. But this is the wrong week to be playing his position, and he steered their ship pretty well. Got a couple of wins in the bag, especially this past weekend when his team had 2 red cards. But I think this is where it comes to a bit of a crashing halt against the wrong club. My sit of the week is Leicester's 10, Zach Henry.
Oh, interesting. Okay. See, I had a dual, the same thing on the sit of the week, and you picked one of them. So I'll just go with the other guy. That's perfect. Yeah, Zach Henry is definitely on the list for sit of the week for me. But I also mentioned that the Wasps are shutting down 10s, and I just generally don't like this motherfucker. So I'm going with PJ.
Oh yeah, there you go.
from the London Irish, that they're 10 as my sit of the week, and I don't know if I've chosen him recently, and I don't care. I don't like him.
I don't think you have. So
okay, good.
You're good. All right. Quick whip around in the Champions League. So in Prem, Anton's the wheels are coming off. Mark beat him. I was able to topple Ben over. Justin won again. Yikes. He beat Duncan, and then George seems to be getting hot. Look out, everybody. He beat Carrick
in both formats. George is
he's heating up.
I bet she caught on.
Yeah, and FR and
been listening to us.
Super Rugby FRD, kind of a crapshoot. Justin beat me. Mark beat Carrick. George beat you. George beat Ben, and then in the best matchup of the week, and where nobody probably deserved to lose, Duncan beat Anton because they both scored well over 70. Sorry, you paid the wrong guy. Played the wrong team there, Anton. Sorry about that. On the other side with the TRM for the Premiership, Justin has climbed out of the basement. Good for him. That's a hell of a comeback for him, considering where he had that 0 week. So good on him. No movement otherwise in this past weekend. Everybody stayed put. That was pretty bizarre, honestly. I'm still sitting in 5th. Anton's still sitting at the top, and Ben, Duncan, George, like I said, myself, Mark, Justin, and now Carrick gets to hold up the rest of the league at the bottom there. Oh, man. Okay. Let's do pick them, and then we can get out of here. Let's start with Super Rugby. Opening weekend for the Aotearoa Highlanders Crusaders. Yeah. Hurricanes and Blues. I'm going to go Hurricanes. I'll back my guys.
I'm going to go Blues.
Okay, fair enough. I don't blame you for that, honestly. I'm not blaming you. Week 1, I want to back my guys at least. If they fall on their face, then I'll retract that next week.
Right, and I'm going to try to hopefully make up or make
you
up.
Got to try and make more. You got to try and extend your ground. You're still one in front. Over to AU, Reds, Rebels, Reds. Yeah, and Brumbies, Waratahs. I'm going Brumbies all day.
Yeah, Brumbies.
Yeah, Waratahs are a mess right now, from what I understand. At least
they're not quite together yet.
Nope. Okay, Six Nations: Italy, Ireland. I don't think. I think it'll be close, and I want to pick Italy, but I'm going to go with Ireland.
I'm going to go Ireland just to make sure I don't change. I would love to go.
I would too, but I just
following you there.
I will hope I'm wrong about this one. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'll hope I'm wrong. Wales, England.
How are England going to play?
I'm going to pick England because they finished with 15. Because that's pretty much been the line. Like the other team has always finished with 14, and that's what's cost them.
But they still lost to Scotland.
They did. I agree.
And they could turn that back, that attack, such as it was, right back on. Like that, they could have just opened it up for Italy, and then just put it right back away. But I'm going to go England too, because I don't think Eddie's that fucked up.
We hope.
That fucked up. I don't think he's that fucked up.
Yeah. And then France and Scotland. France are going to be a little depowered, but we also saw the level of talent and depth that they had this past fall. So I think they'll be okay, and I am going to pick the French.
I think this is the match that they French it up.
You think so?
Yeah, it's going to be, because it's always an inexperienced.
Scotland's been their bogey too. That's true.
Yeah, they have. And who is it? Was it Wallace who decked someone last time out of nowhere?
Yeah. Dummy.
It's just, inexperienced player, whatever, got caught up in the moment, and France are going to have a lot of those.
Little red mist, yeah.
Little red mist, I think, is going to
the rouge mist.
And Scotland are in. They're prepared.
They're in good form, yeah. So I'll give you that. So all right, so we could have some ground made up.
Stuart Hogg right now is
he's
ridiculous.
He's one of the best fullbacks in the world, if not the best fullback in the world.
France will give him plenty of room to operate.
That's probably true. So they'll give him plenty of chances. And I think that could be enough to tip Scotland over. Yeah, not wrong. Okay, over to. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it goes. All right, over to the Prem real quick. Sale Exeter. Exeter. I don't love the idea, but Sale are just playing like absolute dog shit right now.
Sale are playing like dog. I mean, fucking Exeter aren't playing terribly better.
But they know how to win.
They know how to win, and they will want it more than Sale do. Sale don't really look like they want it right now.
No argument on me. Bristol Leicester. I'm going Bristol, especially with Leicester missing a good chunk of their back row.
Right.
Because George Martin's now away with England too.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So that was like a nice little piece. They're gonna
have like Kyle Brink. They're gonna have to put like
Kyle Brink et al.
It'll be like they might have to put like both Harry Wells or something like that at 6.
They're probably gonna have to do that. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. It'll be Lavanini and Green in there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. Newcastle Quins. I'm gonna take the Quins. They're playing red hot right now.
Me too.
Wasps and Exiles. Yeah. I
don't like the.
They're playing really well right now.
And the Wasps are just lost right now.
Yeah, I agree. They're a little lost. Gloucester and Worcester. Gloucester get it done?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is they need Worcester. This is like yeah, this is they're playing a slump buster. As we mentioned. So Worcester's coming along at the right time, and Gloucester has quite the blue balls, and this is it. This is the opportunity to I'm not continuing with that.
Yeah.
The opportunity to go to the next match.
Nice. Okay. And then Sunday, Northampton and Bath. I'm gonna take the Saints.
Yeah, me too.
That boosted them big time last week.
And yeah, Bath are they escaped with one.
But they're still a little messy.
They're still extremely vulnerable.
Agreed. All right. So that's the fun that we have for you all this week. We're gonna limit the games we talk about next week. So hopefully there's not too many good games, but hopefully there is.
There's a whole league we won't be able to watch.
Well, that's true. So we'll pass over 4 games automatically, and then we'll sift through the good stuff for next week. But until then, thanks for hanging out with us. Remember, Great Boston Food Bank Watchathon. Go ahead. There will be a link in the show notes. I promise. We'll try and tweet the crap out of that continuously. Other than that, Fantasy Rugby Podcast at gmail.com. Send your receipt there so you can get the link to the watchathon. Other than that, we'll be back next week. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us, guys. Have a good one.
Later.
Cheers.